3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What in the fuck is bothering me? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What in the fuck is bothering me? You bash football! Bash football! I'm sure there are those of you that have watched me for a period of time, going back a few years, remembering back so fondly in your hearts to the 2018 days where the Schleg Daddy came on here and proclaimed after the big, massive Khalil Mack trade that the Chicago Bears are going to be NFC North champs, and I skull fucked my way into all of your hearts. And now a few years later, you're sitting there looking at it, thinking that backing that ass up is what Ryan Poles did. He bent over and backed up to the Chargers and took it straight up to Keister. That's what you're expecting me to come on here and do, is rant and rave about Bears football. And the reality is anything but that. I don't know what was worse. Is the smug-ass, smart-ass Bears fans over the past few days, oh, why would the Bears trade Khalil Mack? That doesn't make any sense. Because they're stupid, that's why it doesn't make any sense, and should be dealt with accordingly. Or, now that the trade has happened, oh, I can't believe they didn't get more. I can't believe they just gave him away. Because they're also stupid and should be dealt with accordingly. But more on that in a moment. First, from the Los Angeles Chargers perspective, they're able to go out in the trade market and find a guy that they only have to give up a second-round pick for this year, a sixth-round pick next year, that can come in and potentially even be the second option as an edge rusher opposite of Joey Bosa. The head coach, Brandon Staley, was Khalil Mack's positional coach at one point in Chicago, so he's familiar with him. He knows him. Khalil Mack will fit the defense that he's going to. He won't have so much of the pressure and expectations on him of being the dude in that defense, because you can argue when Joey Bosa's healthy, when Derwin James is healthy, Khalil Mack will be no more than the third dude in that defense. And to be able to get a guy like Khalil Mack with some of the past accolades for a second-round pick this year and a sixth-round pick next year is nice work when you can get it. And especially when you look at the big move that the Broncos just made, you got to be able to get some pressure on these opposing quarterbacks in that meat grinder of an AFC West. You got to face Mahomes twice a year. You got to face Russell Wilson twice a year. You got to face Derek Carr twice a year. So this is exactly the type of move they should be making. Because in theory, there is nobody with that second-round pick, let alone their first-round pick, that they're going to get that would have the ability to make the impact on defense that a Khalil Mack would in 2022. So they had to make this deal. Regardless of how it works out, it's a fantastic deal for the Chargers because you look at all the factors, and this is a chance, you think, to buy low and get a guy that still could have some great years left in his career. And if he doesn't play well in 2022, you can get out from that contract and not have it be too detrimental to your salary cap for 2023 and 2024. But yeah, for the Chargers, this absolutely makes sense. This is a win-win-win, just fucking do it type of deal for general manager Tom Telesco. And for those Chargers fans that crap on Telesco, sometimes for good reasons, here's one that you really shouldn't be crapping on him for. And then there's Bears football! Let's deal with the stupidity in the room, shall we? Because, boy oh boy, the past 24 hours or so, you certainly have seen a lot of dipshit-ass takes when it comes to this trade. Oh, they should have gotten more. They sold low. Just because Ryan Pace overpaid for Khalil Mack in 2018 doesn't mean that Ryan Poles got too little back in 2022. You're attributing and associating a value to a name, a brand, that just doesn't really hold up under even the littlest bit of scrutiny. You're thinking because Khalil Mack is a six-time Pro Bowler, because Khalil Mack is this, and what you perceive him to be, what you believe him to be, you think that he's the type of guy that you could give back 2 first-round picks for, or a first and a third-round pick. And ding-dong, dumb dicks, you're just not connected to reality. Who the fuck was going to give up that much for a now 31-year-old edge rusher who missed more than half of the season last year due to injury, whose last truly elite season was in 2018, now that's 4 damn years ago, with a massive contract still for the next couple of years and a huge cap number this year? How much did you reasonably think the Chicago Bears were going to get back in return? The hell is wrong with you? Am I talking down to you? Yes, because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. Well, I can't believe they would sit there and stoop to this. Why? Motherfuckers! This team was terrible last year. Are they a championship contender with Khalil Mack? Hell no! So why not get something back? Maximize the return when you can. Well, you should have waited another year to trade him. And then what? He's 32 years old? What do you think the market was going to be for him then? Hello. And then the whole, Von Miller stuff. Von Miller's better. Also, when you look at that trade and you talk about, the Rams gave up a second and third round pick. That's also a team that's in contention. It was a trade done in the season. It also is a matter of fact that the Broncos paid a lot of Von Miller's remaining salary. That's why they got the additional draft pick currency. Does this resonate? Bears football! The Bears got the Chargers to take all of the money in 2022, all the rest of the contract off the books. They weren't going to get a second premium pick. The premium is the $6 million in cap space that's generated this year, and the fact that they get out from under it entirely in 2023 and 2024. What part of that do you not understand? And as far as, why would they get rid of Khalil Mack? You bring in an Eberflus, like, well, now, especially since you brought in a defensive-minded head coach, shouldn't the defensive-minded head coach be able to get more out of the talent that's already there, or whatever talent you're going to have? Do you need to have a Khalil Mack? Look, I was heavy as hell, obviously, when they traded for him in 2018. But over the past few years, I've kind of come to the light a little bit of, it's really fucking stupid that they gave up so much for an edge rusher. Furthermore, if you want to be mad at general manager Ryan Poles for making this deal, well, you fucking idiots, you're mad at the wrong Ryan P. You should be mad at Ryan Pace because he gave up the farm for an edge rusher, and he followed all that up by fucking up at the quarterback position. He went all in when he chose the wrong quarterback. This is where those chickens come home to fucking roost. Ryan Poles should have the ability and the flexibility at this point to remake this roster in his image in the way that he likes. Why should he continue to be saddled by the flawed and bad decisions of the past regime? I wish Khalil Mack nothing but the best. I hope he goes out there and lights it up for Los Angeles. The fact is he could have lit it up this year just like Robert Quinn did in 2021 for the Bears, and they still have a losing record and have a top 10 pick in round 1. Like, what don't you get here? Last time I checked, the Cincinnati Bengals literally just got done going to a Super Bowl that they almost won with a second-year quarterback and a middle-level defense. What does that mean? They invested heavily on the offensive side of the ball, especially the skill talent. And they've still got flaws, for Christ's sakes, on the offensive line, and they went to the Super Bowl! Stop trying to play Bears football. Start trying to play goddamn 21st century football. That, to me, is what this is an indication of. Ryan Poles sees this roster, says, the whole structure of this is all fucked up and stupid because he's right, it is, and he's trying to do something about it. This doesn't mean that it has to be a total rebuild or tear it all down to the studs. They fucking won, 6 games last year? How much more tearing down are you going to do? Like, seriously, how much really worse is it going to get? If you build up that offense around Justin Fields, though, it could be better in a hurry. You didn't win shit at the end of the day with Khalil Mack. It is no great loss that he's done, I'm sorry. And now it should be, let's see if we can maximize the return on a Robert Quinn because the value will never be higher. You should be looking at cutting the Eddie Goldmans of the world. You should be looking at seeing what you're going to get out of Eddie Jackson. You probably won't be able to cut him. Nobody's going to fucking trade for him. So you better hope to God that bareback Jackson has a rebound season. The point I'm getting at here is trade David Montgomery. Yes, of all the fucking organizations in the world to not be worried about what they do at the running back position. It's the goddamn Chicago Bears. Literally, the one organization in all of football that I say they will always find a way to figure out the running back position because that in middle linebacker is all they fucking know. This move had to happen. The fact that the Bears are able to save some salary cap space this year, free up even more space in 2023 and 2024, get some draft pick capital in 2022, a second round pick that they desperately badly needed because of that dumb fuck Ryan Pace. That's a win. That's a huge win if you're a Bears fan. So all those smart asses are talking about why would you trade him? That's why people shouldn't listen to you because you're fucking stupid. And for all those Bears fans that are griping and bitching about what they got in return, what the fuck did you expect them to actually get? The dude had like an $18 million contract value for this season. Oh, the Chargers are going to give you a first and third round pick to take that up. Bullshit! You're lucky you got what you fucking got. Be glad about it. Wish Khalil Mack well, and let's move the fuck on and try to actually build a championship contending team at Soldier Field. Is that too much to fucking ask? And how do you do that? You reallocate your resources appropriately, follow the Cincinnati Bengals model, and build up and improve that goddamn offense. Fucking edge rushers ain't gonna get that done, as evidenced by the last 4 years in Chicago.